Do you feel it? You may have gone through some sleepy days, some confusing days. Do you feel it? This is Venus in Taurus transitioning. But before she does, Venus will conjunct Uranus. And there's these unseen desires and connections that we are losing. Part of us are losing our voice right now, losing our authenticity, which projects through the voice. Even afraid of our curiosity right now. The reason for this is Gemini, Venus conjuncting Uranus. A lot of rewiring happening in our nervous system. And one of the things you'll realize is you're going to really, really need to, during this time, create space for boredom. And what you'll realize is when you allow yourself to be bored, this is when you actually will have your body, your physical body, inform you in a very intelligent way, beyond what your mind can think of, but a very primordial manner. Your body will inform you through boredom, through laziness, through stillness, through heaviness, through fog, especially mental fog, because the body will be so dense right now, it'll be so heavy leading into it, so that you can actually transform and update the understanding of what you value, why you value those things, why it's necessary. Not just valuing things, but understanding the deeper why. There's a voice that is whispering right now from spirit of the 12th house, from a divine clarity, which actually shows up in the human body and mind as confusion. Why is this happening to me? Why is this person treating me this way? Why, when I set the boundary, people around me start acting funny? They start acting weird. Why, when I speak clearly about what I want, what I need, why I need it, people start crisscrossing? Thank you for that thumbs up. I see y'all. I see somebody. Okay, so the thing is, the 12th house and the 5th house are being activated with Venus in Gemini. So as Venus enters Gemini, we will understand a new form of spiritual accountability with our immediate environment and the way it communicates with us. So here's an example. Right before I started this live, I have a plant that was sitting up on top of a ledge, a peppermint plant. And out of nowhere, it fell off the ledge. In theory, that plant should have been destroyed. However, somehow it landed in a chair, perfectly in a circle. There's a little circle where your butt kind of goes. Landed in a chair. And only one branch, kid you not, I'll show you here, and only one branch of peppermint, there's a peppermint plant that I have, got cut off. And it's like, to be honest, this happened seconds before, so I can't even fully tell you what the discernment of this message is. But what I'm telling you is this is how Gemini communicates. Venus in Gemini is a tremendously spiritual sign, one who channels energy, solar consciousness, as well as the mysteries of Hades, this wealth beneath the surface, the mysteries of the underworld. Gemini has this ability as one of his archetypes of Hermes, as a psychochomp, transferring souls. And so what I'm saying is Venus and Taurus, as you have set boundaries with your physical body, with your routines, okay, Gemini will start to learn how to dance boldly, while Leo, Mercury is in Leo, which has already started our shadow period yesterday. We will come back to this day and we will start to understand, oh wow, me being courageous and speaking and doing what I need to do in order to stay integral within my sense of self, my sense of worth, my sense of deserving, me not betraying what I feel is dignified as for an action, as for the things that I'm saying, as for the things that I am literally doing, as for the courage it takes to be myself. Hit the thumbs up, hit the likes button. You will find a courage start to express what you cannot actually see. And again, like I said, I don't have a message right now because it didn't, besides the falling, it didn't tell me exactly what it meant. But what I do know is the plant is here and it grows. And it grows in the sunlight, especially peppermint. It needs a lot of sunlight, it needs a lot of moisture. Water and fire. We're in a lot of Cancer energies. Gemini, Mercury, which is ruling this Gemini, is in a fire sign. So the thing is, we're going to soon see Mercury retrograde happen, right? And I got a couple things I want to look at. But what I do see up front is this is going to be definitely a very cosmic threshold when it comes to honing, enhancing, amplifying, acknowledging, and recognizing your psychic gifts, your psychic powers. And so as a part of that, starting up our next series for psychic training in our membership, okay? It's $33 a month in our membership. We will be doing psychic training, enhancing our abilities of clairsentience, claircognizance, future sensing, and so many more psychic abilities that I will be actually aura manipulation that I'll be clarifying, okay, for each of the zodiacs. And we're going to be training them. This is the thing. We're not talking. We're going to be doing meditations, activating them, calling them in, participating with the psychic abilities. So if that's something interesting to you, this is your invitation to join our membership, okay? And thank you for hitting the thumbs up and likes button. For those of you committed to a community, to awakening, practicing, embodying psychic abilities with integrity, dignity, focused devotion, this is for you. So let me look at some of my main topics here. Let me see what I got. So Venus is shifting from Taurus to Gemini. Okay, so before we rush into this fast social Mercurial wind, which represents things like communication, things like movement of thought, movement of our values into the physical reality. But we have to focus on why are we devoted to what has been shown to us from spirit itself. I feel like I'm going to hold this all day. This is Taurus. The ability of using your nose to smell the mint, okay? And that nature, unlocking thought, unlocking gifts, unlocking the transferring of your soul's contracts from one thing to another. Understand, we know Gemini represents things like documents, yes? Well, what about your soul contract? That's a document. This isn't about physical paper you haven't signed a lease. This isn't about physical paper you have to sign for a car. It's your soul contracts transferring, okay? But we have to honor where we came from. So first, let's get a little bit deeper into what was the worth that we have been forming while Venus was in her domicile in Taurus. And a lot of what this looks like is collectively having ourselves slow down at a very personal level, simplify, okay? Reconnect to what is truly nourishing us. And then it goes a little bit deeper, helping us understand right now, like what are the sixth house type activations that have occurred when it comes to nourishing ourselves through food, through diet. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Through mindful eating, through simple movements. This whole last month, I was questioning, why haven't I worked out? Like I have not exercised other than walking in the city, which is still a lot of exercise, to be honest. You know, we're still like at 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day just by walking around where you need to go. But appreciating the walk, mindfully. Biking, something gentle on the joints. I've been doing more yoga, slow, gentle yoga, but I have not lifted a single weight. I have not done any squats, no bench pressing, none of this weight stuff. No martial arts, no Muay Thai, no boxing. All this stuff has been more on the gentle side, focusing on herbal medicines. Like this is my peppermint plant. I have a mint plant. I've been picking mint so that I can actually help cool down my internal systems using mint in my meals, chopping it. You don't get more fresh than you having your own peppermint or your mint plant. So there's a collective, at a personal level, regulation of our nervous systems, okay? Grounding anxieties, recommitting to our physical vessels as our temples, understanding again, it's important to make space for boredom. And through that, you'll realize what relationships are failing in your life. What is your relationship with money that has failed you? It doesn't work. Were you operating in scarcity? Are you afraid to buy yourself something a little bit healthier because it costs more? Are you afraid to have to pay bills up front, which seems expensive, but is more expensive on the back end when you have to pay the healthcare system later, which will fail you even further? Okay? Venus and Taurus really teaching you the value of enoughness, you know, savoring food, savoring the smell, savoring even something that has now, this plant is chopped off. Like it's going to eventually die if I don't use these, right? It's going to die. But savoring it, where I didn't just throw it away because it's no longer beautiful, that it's not attached right? It's not attached. Taurus is attached. No, I'm going to probably put one leaf into my water. I'm going to smell this. As long as it gives me this, it brings this calming to my nervous system, to my vessel. Feeling the earth beneath your feet. Okay. Literally, I've had clients in my shaman sanctuary telling me that they're putting their feet in the grass and the dirt while hugging trees for the first time. What's up, Joe? It's your Venus return. It is my Venus in Vedic astrology, and I didn't know this up front, but I realized, like, yeah, this is the grounded slowness part of me. So happy Venus return to you. Okay. And so it's really teaching us this enoughness of savoring food, feeling the earth beneath your feet, choosing stability over the frenetic movement, chaos, hustle, where the hustle is not working. And anybody that's been trying to push the hustle, you realize it ain't working. What's nice and beautiful about Taurus, this lazy bull energy, is laziness, boredom allows you to understand what type of frenetic direction and chaos would you like to choose consciously. And only through heaviness, denseness, cloudiness, slow, being lazy, being bored, 11:11 on screen, can we actually understand what matters rather than accepting what other people informed us matters, other people convinced us matters, other people manipulate us that matters. There'll be a lot of manipulation energies happening right now. So do keep your eye open for that. But I think through your stillness, you'll see this very clearly. Okay. So Venus in Taurus is really, as we move to Gemini soon, was whispering that security is not just about money. It's about the feeling of safety in your physical body, the feeling of safety in your choices that you make consciously through slowness, through deliberance, through intention, the stillness that we feel in the literal moment. And now we move into the conjunction, okay? So what, July 4th, America's Independence Day? Independence Day? I gotta get my shaker for this one, hold on. We gotta shake this one out. We got Independence Day, okay. There's this final disruption. Keyword here is final, right? Because Uranus and Taurus is doing its thing. And it's moving to Gemini, and it's a very big karmic shift. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up and that likes button. Okay. And feel free to comment any questions that you have, because I'm here to answer them. As soon as I see them on screen, if you have a question, I will answer them. All right. So this phase is closing, right? Like Uranus joins Taurus, Uranus conjunct Taurus, right? Where initially when any planets that conjunct, there's an initial, right? There's an initial collision. Where it's not, it's just because their energies may be somewhat similar through Taurus itself, not the planets. Okay? Understand there's still an initial collision. And that's where a lot of us are starting to feel. So anything that's going against the contrast of you breaking free from your financial fears, this is a key. All right? You questioning where your mindset, your values of safety have even been born from. And a lot of us will feel this, right? Venus represents your sisters. It represents some mother figures to an extent, some feminine figures, powerful feminine figures, which could have been a male in your life. Like, I'm a male with a strong feminine charge. So for other people, for a lot of women, I teach them a lot just by my existence, how to embody feminine energy. So understand, Venus is not just linked to, it has to be a gender-based woman. I'm talking about feminine energy as an energetic. Where has questioning your safety become a literal stagnation? You deciding not to move forward. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna answer that question after this last part. You know, the final disruption of activation is really this collective thunderclap, right? When you look at Uranus and Taurus, of sudden insights literally about your wealth, about your mindset of wealth, about your thoughts of wealth, about your sense of worthiness, about your desire for freedom. Again, it's happening on the Independence Day of the United States. I don't believe this is a coincidence. And so it's a very symbolic Independence Day. When you look at Venus and Taurus, literally the same day as shifting to Venus and Gemini. Literally the same day Uranus and Taurus shifting to Uranus and Gemini. That's happening 3 days later, excuse me. Hit the thumbs up. So there's this collective demand for economic as well as personal liberation. Because here's the thing, people are sick of feeling like, I want to travel, but I can't afford to do it because I got to pay my rent. I want to eat healthier, but I can't afford to do it because I'm going to pay my rent. I want to move out of this apartment with my partner, with my lover, with this friend of mine, with a roommate, but I can't afford it because it's too expensive to live alone without a roommate, without my mother, without my father, without my uncle. I can't break free from this toxic relationship because financially it's going to not make sense. Financially, this is very irrational. I'm struggling, she's struggling, he's struggling. I gotta do this, right? I'm telling you to shake that old identity, that old skin off. Understand that Venus and Taurus rules the first house, part of the skin. Okay. The skin representing in this moment the anger that we experience, the frustration, the rage. By holding on to a version of ourselves that just does not, a version that needs to just shake off like the rattlesnake. So let me look at Joe's question. Thoughts on the Grand Air Trine and Libra season, creating a revisit to this final break. Okay, because I don't actually know, I didn't look so far up to Libra season. What season are we in right now? We're in Cancer season. So that's like a whole 3 seasons away. If you can tell me what are the planets trining, then I can come back and I don't know what they are. Is it Venus and Libra? Is it Libra Sun, Venus and Libra? I don't know. If you tell me the 3 planets that are trining, or the 2 planets or so, 3 planets that are trining, then I can give a better insight. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. So here's this thing, right? Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and a Libra Sun. Okay, thoughts on the Grand Air Trine season, creating a revisit to this final break. I'm guessing the retrograde would have been happening by then. Pluto's already going on. Venus Sun is the 11th house. Uranus Gemini, bam, Pluto Aquarius, 4th, 11. Okay, 4, 11. All right, so a lot of it, when I'm seeing this Grand Air Trine based off of Joe's question, a lot of it is going to be about supporting specific activations and revolutions within a community that you actually feel like you belong to. The key word is separate, belong. The key word is separate, some form of community. And another thing with the air trine, air can be very dry. It's about being very simple when it comes to cutting away, right? In a dry way. Not even really potentially dry humor, but really just dry thoughts, right? Rationale thoughts. Later, we will revisit this because right now, we're actually in a very emotional timeline, right? Because Mercury, who's ruling this Gemini energy right now as we revisit, Mercury is in Leo, a tremendously emotional sign. Taurus is a very emotional sign, okay? Not chaotic in its emotion, but emotional, right? Especially with this body. So when I look at this Grand Air Trine later, we're going to just be a little more cutthroat. I feel like somewhat in a gentler way, even though it'll be dry. When it comes to being real about stop supporting false deities, stop supporting a star, an icon, someone you feel is leading the revolution of what you find interesting. Stop supporting them when you really look deeper and clearly and realize that their message does not align with this current version of whoever you are, what you actually value today, right? You may have valued it at one point, but now you realize, I'm not that same person. Did you update that? Okay. So the thing is, right, when we look at this conjunction, we're tired of being in the survival mindset. We're tired of sacrificing, again, healthy food because of scarcity. We're tired of not going to some kind of expo or some kind of museum or artistic show, or even buying art that we find beautiful. How many times have you seen an artist where you're like, man, I just wish I had the money to pay this asinine amount of money to bring this art into my home? I know I felt like this. I'm like, damn, I wish that I had this buco money like this FU money to buy this specific piece of art because I don't want to ask them for a discount. I feel like their stuff is beautiful. Like I want it and I want to pay what they feel it's worth because it's beautiful. But it may have been like something outrageous where I'm like, I don't got thousands to put this painting or this sculpture at my apartment or my house. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like we're getting tired of that. Like, we're getting tired of saying, like, seeing like this program you want to learn. You talk about Great Air Trine, something you really want to intellectually digest and learn. But you're like, yo, like, I want to join the Ayurveda Shaman's membership, but I don't have $33 a month to commit to doing psychic training with him with his community. I want to join this community. I feel like I belong, but I got bills, but I got kids, but I got food to put on my table, but there's going to be all these buts. And so you're going to have this tremendous wealth activation and realization. And I spoke about this in my Mercury Retrograde video in Leo, which is not out yet. It's on premiere though. You'll see the premiere. And there's going to be wealth co-activations. It's going to happen through the voice. And you're going to need to sing. I promise you. You're going to need to sing. And don't think and worry about singing being beautiful. Notice, for me, this was singing where I'm not singing words. Hey ya ya ya, hey ya ya ya, hey ya ya ya, hey ya ya ya, hey ya ya, hey ya ya, hey ya ya, my. Okay, so a lot is going to happen through Mercury and Leo. Understand, we're going to go through a retrograde, and Leo is going to activate these star codes, these psychic gifts, these abilities, these wealth activations from your royal, ancestral, extraterrestrial bloodlines. I promise you, you do not want to F that up. Don't be shy. There's going to be performance traumas during Mercury and Leo, which is ruling a lot of this Venus and Gemini. This Uranus and Gemini is ruling a lot of these energies. So don't skip this. Don't be shy through performance trauma where you were in third grade at a talent show and somebody said you suck. Let that stuff go. That's identity with Venus and Taurus ruling that first house. Taurus is in the first house there as well as the sixth house. It's about setting those energetic boundaries with these associates, with these acquaintances that, to be honest, they don't mean that much to you when you really use your discernment. They mean as much as the trauma they have bestowed upon you through ridiculing you, through making fun of you. Okay? That's the most that they mean to you, so that you can understand they don't belong in your life. Get them out. Whether they're lovers or not. Mentors or not. Friends or not. It obviously ain't your friend. It obviously ain't your lover. It obviously ain't your real mentor. Besides what they taught you. So learn to let people go when their service is no longer useful. I talked to a girl recently the other day who's, in the process of like a divorce. I talked to so many people in the process of divorce, to be honest. And like a lot of them stay and they have all these reasons for why they stay when they know they want a divorce. And it's like, these things don't be making sense to me, but through my real life personal experience, like I've divorced many things. I've divorced so many things where I don't want to say you become callous, but you realize that when you do what's good for you, what's right for you, for your soul, life is better. It's freer. Yes, there's a disruptive, chaotic moment that is going to make you feel off kilter. However, every time for me, the follow-up shows me that person wasn't for me beyond the lessons and the karmic relationship that they were here to teach. But holding on to that after you start, this is what it takes. It turns from being something healthy of a break to something very toxic as you relate. Beyond the date, beyond the prosecution, avoiding the liberation. Yeah. It's time to say no more. You got to stop being so afraid of being irresponsible. That's what a lot of Taurus is trying to teach us. This fear of security. Buying the security of your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your relative, your teacher. You got to let go of their version of security right now. Thank you for hitting those thumbs up. My screen is so bright, I can't see for whatever reason. Oh, I know why. I got to close my window. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for this piece. Now we in business. I couldn't see crap. I was like, blinded by the light. Mama, 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 yeah, I thank God for being live, because whether you know it or not, I'm using very specific tones. And if you're listening to this, if you're listening to what's happening in this message, I'm in the process of breaking your. See, the thing is, when we're kids, we understand that everything I just did with my hand, we just splitting it apart. But somewhere along the way, somebody told you that magic wasn't real. Where this turns into, you ever see the crazy man in the street just walking down the street and he just giggling and moving like this, and you just avoid him because you're like, this motherfucker is crazy. This mother lover is so crazy. And he just walking down the street with the blues and the energy floating through his body. That's me a lot of times. If you meet me in real life, this is me walking down the street. I'm that weird guy. I'm that homeless man. So be careful who you judge. Because I'm the same person you're listening to right now at the same time. Be careful who you judge. All right, here we go. So this Uranian jump will say no more. Now, here's the thing. Now, we enter Venus in Gemini. July 4th, Independence Day of the United States. Thank you for the thumbs up. And once Venus crosses into Gemini, here's the thing. The entire vibe is about to shift. Gemini is mutable, it's air, it's fast, it's curious, it's playful, it's dual. Taurus says root down, yet Gemini says branch out. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Gemini is social, intellectual. It's about spiritual wealth. People get Gemini jacked up. Gemini is a very spiritually wealthy signal, especially Venus and Gemini is ruled by the 12th house. I talked to Maya about this the other day. The 12th and the 5th house. Very spiritual. 5th house can be God. 12th house is God. 5th house can be a belief in God. What is your personal belief in God? Recognizing yourself as that deity. Who are the deities within you? Is it Oya? Is it Baba Luae? Is it Jesus? Is it Buddha? Okay, who's that God within you? What is the archetype? Somebody in the chat, just tell me what archetype of God has come through for you. Who is one of your archetypes? Is it Kuan Yin, the Ascended Master? Is it a dragon? Is it a unicorn? Is it something that you can't name altogether? Are you Syrian in your starseed bloodline? Are you Palladian? Okay, let me know in the chat, which archetype has come through for you. Are you Hades? Are you Hercules? Okay, the line goes on and on and on through these mythical lines. So drop in the chat, what do you truly feel? Don't be shy. This is a part of Mercury and Leo. Do not be shy. Be courageous. Drop it in the chat. Confirm and affirm. Confirm and affirm one of your deities. And watch them start to speak to you. Watch them start to bring you gifts. So the thing is, this theme with Gemini, Venus and Gemini, new conversations, especially about money, new conversations about your worth, starting to speak affirmations out loud in the mirror, like I am worthy, starting to speak affirmations out in the mirror. I am worth everything. I deserve it all. I am worth everything. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it all. I am worth everything. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it all. Yo, while Mercury is in Leo, I promise you, you want to be very cheerful in the mirror with these chants. You want to be very radiant and joyful in the mirror with these chants. You want to sing these things. You want to bring a tone to them. You want to bring a rhythm. It's going to change your entire outcome, your entire existence. Your life will shift dramatically. That's my promise. So learning what attracts prosperity, not what attracts your fear. So Gemini is actually a very optimistic and positive sign, a part of Sagittarius on the other side. So what attracts your prosperity? It's okay to think about what attracts your fear, but say out loud what attracts your prosperity. Not necessarily an opposite of it, potentially the dualistic version of it. And if you need help and support with this, ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I have a fear of making more money. I don't feel worthy of it. Maybe that's your real thought. Can you help me with the dualistic understanding of the other side. If I wasn't afraid, what would I be? Can you create an affirmation for me? Use the Uranus and Gemini technology to help you enhance your understanding of your worth. Ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I'm afraid to make more money. ChatGPT, I'm afraid to feel worthy, even though this astrology forecast says I am worthy and that I should be feeling worth $2,000 extra on my monthly income. I'm struggling with accepting this. I'm struggling with accepting that I want to join this membership and do psychic training with the Ayurvedic shaman. I want it. I don't feel I have the money. How can I, what is the dualistic Gemini understanding of a positive affirmation, an optimistic affirmation I can say every day that is very close and relates to me? Okay. So learn what attracts your prosperity. Flirtation with new ideas. Flirtation with new methods. Flirtation with people. Okay? Thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Having the courage to ask for help. So something as simple as you're afraid to ask for help, and a person, ask technology. Ask ChatGPT for help. Let it become your new therapist. Let's be honest. Like, stop pretending that you're above it, that you're so afraid of it, that you're willing to be left behind and struggle for reasons unnecessary. Use ChatGPT. Get in there. Ask for courage. Ask for help. Ask for payment plans. Ask to help structure an idea into a financial mastermind. Help it tell you what do you need to make in your business monthly, weekly, daily as a goal. And she may take a goal of $5,000 and help you understand, yo, you only need to make $6 a day. And then when you start looking at this like this, I need $6 a day from 10 people, $60 a day, and then I got this for a week, and then, oh, snap. So I only need to sell my course or this for blah, 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 and allow it to logically make sense. So Joe asked earlier about the Grand Air Trine, for example, in the chat. Ask me questions in the chat. Whatever questions you have, ask them in the chat. This is a way we can use technology to support us during these transits, while Venus is a very wealthy, spiritual wealthy sign. Now, the ruler is in Leo, adding that bold expression, creative, and even theatrical communication, like I've been doing all chat long, like I've been doing all day long. Being more creative. I didn't like that tone, but I'm gonna keep going. Courage is my throne. I sit down and I wear my crown. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't be afraid to be more theatrical in your communication, more dramatic in your expression, more heart-centered in your learning. This is Mercury and Gemini. Be heart-centered in your learning. Be heart-centered in the way you give, in the generosity you share. Tell somebody that they look beautiful today. Tell somebody that you love their shoes when you walk by them. Yo, your shoes, yo, those leather boots, them junks fire, bro. And mean it from your heart. And watch them smile. Wow, you have your smile is so bright. God damn, like honestly, you know what? I haven't seen somebody smile. Everybody been looking down at their phone and looking sad, and it's been making me sad. But you smiled today, and you made me smile. You made me smile from the heart space. And I thank you. And watch life start to magnetize prosperity and generosity back to you. The courage to be seen. So now let's talk about Venus and Gemini, understanding that it's ruling the 12th and the 5th house and what this means. Okay, this is a place where she's carrying two domains of this particular sign, and tremendous amount of mystical knowledge, collective unconsciousness, dreams, spiritual travel is going to happen in your subtle and unseen environment, right? So it's like I said, when my plant just dropped. Oh crap, she dropped again. Oh, she's losing some strength. My plant just dropped before this live, this peppermint, which really calms the nerves. Just smelling that thing. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up if you're watching it. Share this video, get this video out there. Okay, we're doing psychic training on our membership. So come meet us. We're meeting up again this Sunday. It is $33 a month, but what you get back is so much more prosperous. Every person I've seen join has made more money on the follow-up. That's the irony. Most people who have been afraid about what it may cost, $33 a month, are also the same people that actually made more money following up. Because why? It's currency. It's flow. You block the flow, you block the currency, you be too cheap, Taurus, okay, you hold on to your resource, to your things so tightly, it hurts you. It hurts you in the long run. It's like holding on to a relationship that's outdated. It hurts you. It hurts you in the long run. So it's the subtle art of listening, subtle art of divine messages that will be transmitted through new forms of consciousness, especially through sport. Fifth house is a very active and sport-based house. So a lot of this Taurus energy, you might have felt more still, more sleepy, more still, more sleepy, more grounded, more deliberate, more like, I don't really want to move. I'm a little foggy. I'm a little cloudy. I'm a little slow right now. Like, it's hard for me to think clearly. There's a lot of abundance and attraction that's been happening during that timeline. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button. So there's also going to be a lot of messages that will be missed in the noise. But you have the opportunity, while Venus is in Gemini, your clear sentience, your clear audience abilities are going to be more identified. So your psychic gifts, which we're training in the membership coming up, will be very active. Now, Hermes, again, is a psychochron, delivering souls, crossing boundaries from the seen to the unseen realms, from heaven to earth, from this plane to the next, from this spiritual dimension to this physical reality, okay, through this portal and gateway into another. So a lot of this is going to be, Gemini itself is literally like a gateway drug, okay? Thank you for those thumbs up. Gemini is I see those hearts. Gemini literally is a gateway drug, okay? And the thing is, the drug is divinity right now. The drug is transferring your soul contracts, saying, okay, check, I have went through this heartbreak, and yep, I got that. What was my lesson from this? My lesson was, okay, this is why I need to set boundaries and be very clear on dating and relating up front, because this is me creating a masculine container by my intention. So when this container can no longer hold a specific amount of feminine chaos coming in, man or women, doesn't matter, or this feminine tries to destroy me, I actually maintain my container and show that I cannot be destroyed, so that feminine chaos will either then be contained because she respects and trusts what I'm offering, providing, or she will continue to try to destroy me outside the container, and this will momentarily irritate me, letting me know that, yes, this anger means I need to reinforce the boundary stronger. I shall not shift. This is the container. That relationship will either flex, mold, and adapt into what you set and crave and need and value from Taurus, or it will be disposed of and it will die and it will walk away. So that's your choice. But be real. Shout out to one of our members, Divine Rights. Thank you. I see you in here. She was so kind. You know why she's about to be so blessed? She bought somebody else in the chat, I think last week, a membership. And I'm reconfirming and affirming it out loud. While this is the Mercury in Leo, right? So we're going retrograde, Mercury retrograde. We already be in our shadow. So you doing and taking actions like this, that generosity that Leo puts out, you're going to make 10 times that. You're going to make 100 times that, whether in financial currency or energy. So shout out to you. Go for you. And remember, we're doing psychic training and the membership coming up. So this Sunday, we're meeting again. We're going to do psychic training for every one of the zodiac signs. No matter what your zodiac is, come in with that. Now, fifth house part, this is about artistic magic, right? Creativity as a ritual, because fixed house is very fixed. It's very energetic, right? In its focus, in its focused devotion to specialized knowledge, specialized learnings. So something like in our membership, we're doing psychic training. This is a specialized form of information. It's not very general. You can't go on the internet and learn what we're about to learn. Why? Because I literally created the psychic gifts and we're practicing them for the first time. Literally, it's specialized, right? But it's going to be about honorable magic, right? So like when I say honorable magic in this instance, fifth house, Venus and Gemini, this is me pulling this from my past lives. That's the 12th house element of Venus and Gemini. This is me pulling this from my past life. In my past life, I practiced magic over and over. I've been a wizard. I've been a sorcerer. I've been all types of freaking things, to be honest. This life, I'm a shaman. Who knows what I'll be in 10 more years from now. Taking specialized knowledge, but doing it and honoring the practice of the magic itself. It's not about scattered curiosity. Like people think Gemini is this super duper scattered sign. It's like, no, like it's a very organized and categorical zodiac sign. Just about honing what you pull from which category at the right time and not missing the message, which takes training on your psychic abilities. Thank you for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. So it's about focus and dignified channeling. And that's what a lot of this fifth house part is. Now, finally, the conscious light that we have I gotta stretch, to share. Hold on, I got a pain in the side of my body. I'm gonna shake that out. I'm gonna stretch that out. Remember when Kanye West was coming in, he was like, bippity, bippity, boop, poopity, poopity, poop, bop, boop, boop, boop. I don't know what he said, but I'm telling you, he got that Gemini energy, he got that Leo energy. He was channeling through the messages, whether you realize it or not. A lot of people made fun of him. They were like, bippity, bippity, boop, bippity, boop, boop. Whatever he did, I don't have no idea, to be honest. But this is what I mean. Like, you can't be afraid to let these energies, these moments come through, no matter how weird they seem. Okay, now, here's what the transit is calling all of us to do. Learn spiritual practices, but particularly across cultures, across borders. It's the 12th house element, right? So if you are in your home country that you're in right now and you're learning from somebody who is still sitting in your home country, I'm telling you that it's not going to work for the next month and a half while Venus is in Gemini. And even longer, this is Uranus and Gemini is different. So I'm going to say Venus and Gemini, that's month to month and a half. It ain't going to work. You need to learn from somebody across the boundaries. Now, because Gemini is also representing the internet, AI, technology, things like this is outside the boundary of your social environment. If you are putting in prompts on ChatGPT, for example, that are outside of the regular thought process, pod mind of the people that you would naturally and normally relate to. So I say this to say, come do a one-on-one retreat with your boy over here in Mexico. Get your feet on the land, okay, and watch what happens. And if it ain't me, find somebody, right? Again, this transit is calling us for specialized knowledge. Astrology, tarot, psychic arts, okay? But even if you look at it right now, the internet, like so much astrology, in my personal opinion, is not specialized, right? This is one of the things that I've been feeling real called to, like, okay, I want to specialize this. I'm trying to think of like series within our membership. Like, and the last one that came out was like, let's do psychic training. Okay, let's do psychic training. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Like, we all talk about clairvoyance. We all talk about clairsentience, right? We all talk about psychic abilities. We all talk about dream walking. We all talk about alterations of spirit, right? We all talk about aura manipulation. We all talk about energetic shielding, but who's practicing it? Inside of our membership, again, like I said, we're meeting again this Sunday, July 6th, every 1st and 3rd of every month. We practice in that stuff. And I'm calling you to practice with us. So, specialized knowledge, okay? But you have to learn it through application, not just intellectual. Thank you for hitting those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Connecting with teachers and peers online or in the physical space, like I talked about it, okay? But it's social, right? So the thing is, currency, we talk about the spiritual wealth, Gemini is mutable. It needs to circulate like air. It needs to move, meaning you have to talk to people. And the thing is, with Uranus and Gemini as well, the different the person is that you talk to, the more potent the wealth that will return to you in circulation. The more money you put out, the more money you will get in, right? So like I got invited to a wedding in Guatemala, for example. And I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody here, quite frankly. Like, it's an extension of my partner, but I'm like, okay, I go to Guatemala. All right, like if I look at it, I'm talking to you right now, like I have never been to a Guatemala wedding. Like, I don't even know what that's like. This is very outside the box for Gemini, for me, for example. Going there would actually really spark some potential connections. Maybe not even Guatemala, maybe just in the airport. Because again, Venus and Gemini represent this 5th in this 12th house, going across the border. So right now my borders are Mexico. So I need to go outside the border of Mexico. Guatemala is that. What I learned through conversation, what I share, the money that I put into buying a ticket, the money I put into bringing them a gift. This is 5th house. 5th house is a gifting house. Okay, 5th house is a receiving house. Life might say, yo, you may think you don't have the money to do this now, but you put that money out, watch it recurrent and come back in. And also being honest and aware. Like, I thought about it. I talked to my partner this morning and I was honest and I was like, yo, I'm looking at it and like I've been focusing so much on stabilizing things for myself here in Mexico that I'm actually a little bit afraid to put some money outside of stabilizing what I've been building here where I am. And I shared that fear through vulnerability today with my partner. This is a part of what Cancer is able to help us do. By Cancer can be vulnerable with people that you care about, or who you know care and love you, right? Unconditionally. And through sharing that vulnerability, you recognize the conditioning for security in your homeland, which for me right now is I spent a lot of time and energy becoming a resident of Mexico, and a lot of my resources planting here in Mexico, where I'm like, yeah, I want to take this trip, but, and that's what I'm saying, like this financial scarcity, as if currency doesn't come back as you put it in, it doesn't work. There's a prime example. And so the key, even me sharing and saying this out loud to you right now, is just more vulnerability, highlighting and flashlighting. Yeah, but if I look at the truth of my reality, every time I've ever taken a trip abroad, I always get more clientele. That's just a simple fact. That's how my life, through experiences, has revealed and showed me a very private thing, because y'all don't see that on the net, but this is what I say private as for Cancer. Hey, what's up to the new one? Unfolding Rose. Unfolding Rose. I don't know why this is for you. I don't know why this saying that out loud. It's going to come to me, but it has something to do with branching out ideas. It's something to do with branching out in our connections, branching out into our relationships, branching out into our understanding of wealth. It's going to come to me. So welcome to you as a new one. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. All right. But do understand that the connection with our peers right now, the connection with people in our physical or online space, is literally branching out a disruption in our neural pathways. Literally, it's just like a lightning bolt. It's branching out and disrupting our neural pathways, so that I think about this differently. Where, okay, I've announced it out loud what my fear was behind traveling to Guatemala, primarily about, I need to create the finances to make sure I do this. Now, by doing that, Gemini and Uranus and Gemini is saying, change the way I'm thinking about this, where it's, this connection means a lot to your partner, and as a part of it, it means something to me, even if I don't know the people. And I've been really craving a vacation lately. This could knock off a couple different boxes by me traveling abroad, because I like to travel. I need a vacation. Weddings are fun. Guatemala wedding sounds even more cool. I got a personal invitation. These people never met me. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I know that in my heart. This is exciting. And instead of focusing on what I'm nervous about, focus on what I'm excited about. I'm excited to go to a wedding abroad in Guatemala. This is great. This is actually something really dope. So when I talk it out, the vulnerability up front, and follow it up with the excitement and enthusiasm, I can admit to myself that I'm actually, as a generator, excited to go to this wedding. So it's time to pack my bags. That's it, it's settled. I'm going to the wedding. And I'm literally doing that live with you right now. Like, this is real story. This is a real emotion. I had this real conversation just today, this morning. But this is about Venus and Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, letting go of certain financial scarcities, about security, about planting myself here, becoming a resident, etc. I told you, in Mexico, and moving into a new branched thought and idea. Optimistically, Gemini is a very positive sign. So understand, during Venus and Gemini, speak positivity over your life. Now next, we have practicing magic, not as a secret isolation, but as a living conversation. So literally, I just did this with you as a living conversation, right? Remember, magic, everything we say is a spell. Everything we say is a spell. So as I move into the next piece, I remind you, again, your invitation, We're launching this psychic series. It's coming up. Okay, we meet again this Sunday. Our members, we have about 8 members in there right now, and we're going to be doing psychic training. Like I said, this is not an intellectual learning. This is a practical form of spiritual accountability where all your psychic abilities that you even wonder you have, we're going to practice them. It's a ground via Zoom. We can practice them back and forth. We're going to do meditations that will help us discover what they are unique to us. And then we're going to put them into literal action where it's like, while Venus and Gemini, like I said, our aura and our field, the Taurus field, the projection field is going to be very potent to communicate with the environment, especially through peers that are different and unique to you. And what I find magical, we have people in there from the Barbados. We have people in there from the States. We have people in there from Mexico. We have people in there from Europe. We have people in there from a lot of countries. The energy of an international audience within our membership to practice these skills, stop talking about them. And for me, this is a big thing within the art of shamanism that I held myself back on for a long, long time until I decided one day enough was enough. These are my natural skills and abilities. I want to share this and practice with other people. And so this is my invitation to do this with you. What is this number 1? What is that? That sounds like an amazing opportunity. You should go. What is this thing? I've never seen this before. This crown with a number 1. Somebody help me understand what that means. I feel like technology is moving so fast. I know how to do what I do. I'm still learning how to do the technology. I don't understand what that is, but it looks cool. I've never seen that before. But shout out to Divine Rights, one of our members. I appreciate you. Whatever you've done, I have no idea what that means. If somebody can explain what that crown is, please do. And so when I look at it, this is a space really where you can train and hone your psychic abilities, okay? The thing is with integrity. The thing is with depth. A reminder to shake that energy off that identity, to shake off that pain, to shake off that guilt, to shake off that rejection. You weren't rejected, you were protected. You hear me? You weren't rejected, you were protected. That person you lost, that money you lost, you didn't lose anything. The thing is about 12th house, especially Venus and Gemini, ruling by 12th house, when you lose, you gain. But we have to let go. And I find that when you let go willingly rather than forcibly, because 12th house energy, Piscean energy, it's not a forceful energy, right? It's a dissolve energy, like rain melts dirt into mud, right? It dissolves, it's very calm, it's very soothing. And when you allow things to be transforming your life in a soothing, calm, Piscean way where you don't fight. I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more. No, I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more. Don't want to fight no more. Yeah, don't want to fight no more. Yeah. I told you, while Mercury is in Leo, sing as much as you can. I promise you, when the way we're going to be letting go of these energetic wealth codes in our physical body, but through the voice, I'm telling you, I promise 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 you. And you got to be very, very theatrical with this experience. Everything you see me doing, I'm looking to do my best right now on this live to live it by example, because I feel it in my soul. I feel it to the core of my bone. It's only going to be 4 weeks to 6 weeks to 8 weeks. I don't know. But that's a timeline that we can rip through the fabrics of reality and embrace these star codes, right? So again, like I say, hit the thumbs up and the likes button. I remind you that, in this membership, the next classes would be for psychic training. You're going to be learning how to hear the subtle messages that your guides. I've had so many people tell me, I be hearing, I know my spirit guides are talking to me. I see the angel wing falling from the sky. I see the bird talking to me. I hear them chirping, right? But I don't know what they're saying, right? I hear the car honking in the background. It's telling me something, but I don't know what it's saying. I saw a dead bird on the floor, but I don't know what it means, right? You see the messages, right? I see, okay, my plant fell right before this live, but I don't understand the message. We're going to learn how to decipher all of these things. That is so Scorpio rising. Yes, we got to do it. It shows the top chats, the members who chat the most during the live. Oh, cool. Lit. Thank you. Everybody comment more. Let's make this a race. That's what it sounded like. That's cool. Goddess essence energy. Funny, I have Venus in retrograde Gemini 6th house. Okay, happy Venus return to you. Step one, I have a Venus in Gemini as well. So understand, like, this is my middle placement, right? Like, I was born with Venus in Gemini. So everything I'm saying to you, like, it took me a long time to actually learn to embrace these gifts. So I'm really talking from a lot of personal experience with this Venus in Gemini. But that's cool. Everybody keep commenting. I want to see this. I want to see what these it says XP. What are these? They sound like spiritual points. That's what I heard. I heard the message. It sound like spirit points. Right? So when I say keep commenting, what I also want to say is, like, keep commenting positivity. Right? Because guess what? That's going to come back to you. Comment positivity. Everything that comes out of your mouth, especially on this channel, when you comment, make sure that it has a positive charge, a present charge, a personal charge. Say something personal for you. Get your healing. It's free 99 in the comments, baby. It don't cost you nothing. All right. So next, I'll look at this. It's about honoring your magic. You know, come this Sunday, we're meeting again. Psychic training is happening in our membership. It is $33 a month. Okay. But you can cancel anytime. Practice your magic honorably, with courage, with devotion, and within the community, within a community. Joe asked about the Grand Air Trine that's going to bring us back later. I can't tell you, like, I had countless people that came into this membership. They put that $30 in a month, and a lot of them gained clients. Because a lot of the way I set this up was to become an economy. From the very roots, it was an economy. I set it up to be an economy. There are people who are messaging me who are no longer in the membership. I've been running it for 3 years or so, who are still like, yo, I'm still meeting people from the membership, and it has turned into more money than I put in. And I'm like, yes, this is 12th house. This is spiritual wealth. Yes. It may not come tomorrow. It may not come. But the thing is, you when you invest in yourself by investing in others, life will support you. It will raise your frequency. It will raise your vibrations. It will bring you love. It will bring you love. It will bring you love. Okay. Next, it's about really building the spiritual and the creative wealth that is here to literally sustain true freedom, right? So the thing is, we look at money sometimes as physical currency, and it's like, you know, that itself will create freedom. And then a lot of people, they get the job, they get the money, they get the car, they get the house, whatever, and they don't feel free. They feel caged anyways, right? And so when you look at it like that, it's about building the spiritual wealth. It's about building the creative health. And that is the thing that sustains true freedom. Because remember, this is all happening. Venus in Gemini, Uranus in Gemini is happening on July 4th. There is a very symbolic message. My primary audience is from the United States here on this channel. And this tremendous liberation happening on the Independence Day. And Gemini has the ability to reassign meaning to the words that it uses, to the words in its community, to the words in its society that is used on the regular. Right? So, land of the free. That's the U.S., right? That's the United States, land of the free. Do you feel free? Do you feel free? Right now I hear sirens in the background. I'm hearing sirens in the background. Do you feel free? What will it take for you to feel free? That's a good question. It's a very personal one, to be honest, I feel. I feel freedom is very individual and unique for each person. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. These messages are amazing, an awakening of the depths of my soul. Hey, another one. Ooh, that got me feeling it. So here's the thing. Venus in Gemini, which is here, is not just about curiosity, okay? It's about liberating our voice, about liberating our minds. Do you feel free? It's about liberating our heart, especially with Mercury, who's ruling Gemini, and Leo, and retrograde. Really having you revise the things you say. The way you speak about yourself. The way you speak about your neighbor. I think that's even in the Bible. Say neighbor. I used to be in a black church where they'd be like, say neighbor. Say neighbor. They'd be like, I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, and then whatever the heck the priest or the preacher would say. I bless you with divine rights. Say neighbor. Oh, and it's funny, you happen to literally just be divine rights. And I was literally saying divine rights as in like derechos in Espanol, like rite of passage, like rights, like liberty rights. And it's really ironic. The seeds that I sowed with you years ago are still blossoming today. See, that's the stuff I want to hear, yo. Speak positivity into your life with other people, within communities, and I promise you, you know, in one way it may seem like, yo, you're just helping me by commenting, whether it's for the algorithm or something like that. But the thing is like, we can't even think like that. My mind doesn't even think like that. It's like me knowing that when you say something positive, like, yo, the seeds that I sow, what do seeds sow? They grow nature. They grow life. They grow life. Years later, her and I did a one-on-one, and years later. And I say that while saying live with full transparency, they're at a point where there was perceived, Gemini, the mind, this is the key, perceived beef, perceived moments of intolerance, perceived frustrations between the same person in the chat right now saying the seeds I sowed with you years ago are still blossoming today. So be careful what you do with your perception. Because I remember a timeline when this perceived energy, the perceived words that came through was like, yo, what? This don't feel good. This feels bad. And I looked and I stayed and I was like, you know what? Maintain a positive outlook and mindset. Discern with these thoughts. And me doing that 3-4 years ago, the same person in the chat right now is saying the seeds I sowed with you years ago are still blossoming. This, which happens to also be number 1 in these XP points. Again, I think she said this for chats or something like that. That is the magic I'm talking about with Gemini. Right? Being positive, staying true, staying optimistic, staying authentic with what you say, with the clarity of your thoughts, my thoughts. Years later, the seeds that I sowed through kind words, through understanding, by not looking to tear another person down, no matter what is said, done. Look at years later. This is the categorical programming of Gemini. Taking in information, taking in thoughts, taking in words, putting them in categories, and deciding we'll store that and it'll come back later at the right time, in divine time. Thank you for that thumbs up. I see you. I can't express like what more do you want from a position of understanding this is how magic works. Okay. So, any questions that you have, now's the time to ask them. I pretty much feel like I hit today's live. What needed to happen for Venus and Gemini. It's happening on a very critical day with Uranus and Gemini going. I think the moon and Scorpio will happen on that same day. Any questions you have, do again, check out the membership. I think I have it pinned in the chat. I hope I do. I would love to see y'all this Saturday. This Sunday. I would love to see y'all this Sunday. It'll be a great joy. I'll wait a moment in case somebody has something they want to say. I'm here for it. Any questions you have, I'm here for it. Well, that said, I thank you for subscribing. I thank y'all for the new faces we've seen in here. That said, no questions coming in. I will end this transmission. Again, I'll say thank you. There is a one-on-one retreat that you can do here with me in Mexico if you want to focus on specialized learning and information and knowledge. There is a membership you can join. That's a very entry-level thing and way you can start to practice, stay accountable, step by step, brick by brick. Like I said, psychic training is our next series that we're beginning. Sunday, we're going to meet again. When can we connect on that trust topic? You have my phone number. Use it. That simple. You have my phone number. Use it. Ask me what needs to be asked in order to move those thoughts forward. You know, the way I think about this in the moment is like, this is your expertise. So for me, I look at it as I need to hear from you. So use my phone number, text me. But good question. um, peace.